Morning, folks. So yesterday, instead of working on my truck, I ordered those tie rod ends, and I'm waiting on the bearings I got from eBay. I started cleaning this cattle pen, and I got it down to the dirt, mostly. Over here I still got a bunch to do, but man, what a mess. I didn't realize how deep this was. On this end, this is where I throw the grass clippings over to feed them, along there and right here, and that's a big part of it. The grass clippings, they're just lawnmower clippings, and so they get mashed into the mud and the not really mud, but the manure, and it doesn't get eaten. So on that end, it was 16 inches deep. Up here on this end, it's more like 4 or 5. You can see where I scraped it off down to the dirt, and that's the level of the manure. Up here is not so bad. Down there, man, it was thick. But I got to thinking, why is it so deep? Well, last year that tractor clutch went out. I never did do it last year as far as cleaning these. Couldn't do it without the tractor, and it didn't get done. So this is 2 years worth, and now that it's gone, it looks really good. It doesn't look like much of anything, but this dump truck, it's fairly light duty. With the manure, it's so heavy and wet that I can't fill it completely full, but what happens is the hydraulic ram won't dump it if I fill it up too much, and the tires rub underneath the box there. So I got 10 dump truck loads of manure out of this one pen, and there's enough in here for probably at least 2 more, maybe 3 more. Well, that was an all-day deal. And then some. But I still got, there's other pens here. The ones they're in now, it's not as bad. I don't know if I'll do that one. This one over here, it needs done badly. That one's pretty good. And then this back pen over here, it probably needs done. Now, lots to do. I gotta get my truck back together. These tie rod ends, they are not cheap anymore. These are the cheap ones. One was $65 and the other one was $35, which isn't bad. The expensive one, for the longer of the two, I think it's that one, they wanted $198 for one. Not that much to these. It's just a little swivel ball on the end of a bolt, but these ones are not greasable. The more expensive one was, but the ones that are in the truck now that are shot, they aren't greasable either, and they do have this little rubber cup. Now what I'll do is, either before I put them in or after, I'll stab through that with one of those grease needles and pump a little bit of grease in there. But yeah, like I said, what's happened? The price of everything has just skyrocketed. Those used to be, $35, that's about normal, but that was for the more expensive ones a few years ago. Not anymore. $50 a piece for U-joints for the front end. U-joints used to be $15-20, and that wasn't that long ago. All of these really dark piles came out of just that one pen. That's a lot of manure. That pen's not that big. 50-foot square, maybe, a little more. Oh, it's probably bigger than that. 60 feet square, 70 feet, but that's a lot of manure. Those are dump truck loads. Oh, wow. It's not really, a lot of times I'll give it to people if they want it for their garden and stuff. That's really not broke down very well. But this field here, when they redid the car race track, let's see if I don't run into something here turning around. When they redid the car race track, they cut all the topsoil off of that field, and nothing would grow there except for weeds, and it's low, so the water collects there. Melted snow and rain and things, it'll get real swampy. I've been trying over the years to dump all the manure and wood chips and all that stuff onto that field right there and build that ground up. And it's just now getting where it's starting to look like there is a little bit of grass in there. It's still mostly weeds though. Well, that's been, man, I don't know, 15 years. Well, anyway, I'll grab the tractor and finish this up. I guess I'll go put the tie rod ends in. I might go ahead and pull apart that passenger side axle hub, and it'll be ready. Well, get the U-joint ready, and the hub, when it gets here, I can just put those on. Lots to do. Oh, and then yesterday, the big indoor riding arena here, it's full of sand. That big sandbox where I put the stenciled on the wall to not tie your horses to there. Yesterday, one of my bosses called and said that she thought maybe she'd left a bunch of street cones in that building. Would I go down and look? And so I did, and there's people in there riding, and sure enough, here's a horse tied to the fence right square in front of my wall stencil. I mean, the horse is kind of looking right at the sign that says, please do not tie animals to the fence. I don't know. People, they just don't care. Yesterday in town, I bet there was 100 motorcycles. I thought maybe it was this deal, but it says it's been rescheduled. Idaho Patriot Thunder rescheduled. I-84 closures, detours, what drivers need to know. But anyway, what this is it's a kind of a veterans motorcycle group. Lots of motorcycles, that's for sure. I hate these things that just get in your way when you're trying to look at something. It says this is supposed to be in southern Idaho, so it's a different bunch that came through here, but boy, there was a lot of them. Yeah, look at that. But this is something else anyway. The guys that came through here, it's got to be a different motorcycle club. I'm not a motorcycle guy. I never have been. And when I was a kid, I grew up in southern Nevada, outside of Las Vegas, between Las Vegas and Henderson, when it was still just desert, and now I guess the town goes all the way out to the dam. But I was probably 10 or so, and my dad was driving, had a bunch of other kids in the truck, and he was a Boy Scout leader and stuff for a while. I think they were Boy Scouts. And anyway, this guy on a motorcycle in front of us, he was, I mean, not very bright guy. No shirt, shorts, and flip-flop thongs riding a motorcycle. And, I mean, yeah, it's hot down there, but that's not the way to dress for a motorcycle. And he went to pass a pickup truck on the right. Instead of passing him on the left, he went along the edge of the road there and tried to pass him. Well, the guy turned right, didn't see him, and clobbered him. And there he is, laying in the ditch, missing both of his feet and blood everywhere, and he's, of course, screaming. He's got hold of his ankles, and Dad, he didn't stop because he had a truck full of kids and everybody else was stopping anyway, but that pretty well cured me from ever wanting a motorcycle. I didn't really like them before that. I don't have strong legs. I was born without a hip socket, so I've never had good strong legs, and I've rode double on a motorcycle before with my cousin Greg, but I've never wanted one. I think they're kind of neat, but yeah, I don't want one. Seeing that many Harleys in town yesterday, that's a lot of money right there, and it's kind of cool, but nope, not my thing. Well, anyway, we'll get the tractor here and finish my couple of loads of manure, go home, start working on my truck, and see you folks tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.